So as I've been talking to myself for the last 15, 12 minutes or whatever. But I'm not sure because earlier I did a live stream and I clicked the streaming tab on OBS, but I did not click the stream go live button on YouTube. But I went live anyway and people saw it, so commented, and it was just me riffing out to some of my tracks. So anyway, let's get back here. And now you can add all kinds of pedals, and let's see if I can remember how you can change things. I kind of like this one. I'm going to save this just for now before I do anything to patch 5.9 to patch 5.9. Yes, okay, great. It's all coming back to me. I just called that H. I wonder if I can double click. Yes, I can change that. And what should we call it? Let's call it Snug, just for shits and grins. Call it. Let's be more creative. Let's call it Snug Drive. Snug Drive? There's a character limit. Well, yeah, Snugder. It'll be called Snugder. So or Dr. Snug. Snug Commodore. Snug Commodore. All right. That's not too shabby sounding. I would totally use that on a recording. Now, the secret with this Zoom pedal is that if you don't use the cabinet patch, which you can remove, you can take out of the chain entirely. There it is, right there. Oh yeah, see, it moved back and forth. You can change the position of it. You can put it somewhere else in your signal chain if you really want to. I think it makes sense right here. But if you turn that off, you take that off, and see the difference. It's a little more pleasing to my ears if you leave the cabinet on. Of course, it's everybody likes a speaker emulator better than just it's like plugging a distortion pedal right into your stereo or your does anybody have a stereo anymore? Of course, I know some really infamous Seattle bands from back in the day that sounded just like this, so it just depends on what you're doing. I mean, might be right up your alley. I think Coven sounded a lot like that, but and that's still really hot. That is still, whoa, that crashed on me. No, did it? Did it crash? It went away. Well, it's still there. No. Oh, weird. Still on the screen? Oh, well, I probably need to update the firmware. So let's try it again. Weird. Just keep that in the dock so I don't lose it. Device found. Okay, see, it's hooking up again. All right, so let's go back to patch and editor, and I don't know. Sometimes that happens when I've got several things open at once. Like I said, my computer is getting old and heavily burdened with all kinds of stuff. But I would totally use this on a recording or even on a live stream. It's really razor-y sounding. It's really sharp. Um, it's got a lot of high. I could probably cut some. I kind of like those where they're at the deep, the mid, and that I like pretty much. Let's cut down the pull back. Oh, duh. That's not going to do nothing, Bill. You got to turn the knob just like. Now, this TS drive even has a boost, which is either on or off, and you use that little knob, and it only has two positions, on and off. And so, of course, we have a tone here. Now, if I put that on like 50 instead of 56, that might soften up the shrillness of it a little bit. Still gonna dial still gonna dial the gain back just a little bit because you don't need a lot of gain. You just especially if you got a good pickup. And boy, when I was growing up, we just wanted more distortion, more gain because the shit that was being made at the time just didn't feel like it delivered. Of course, if you're using this in a DAW or some kind of other setup, you can, add the EQ. You can tweak the EQs to your liking, but I think that's pretty good right there for this particular setting, and I'm going to save that. See what else we got here. So we got mid cut. Sounds like it's going to be really scooped. A lot of echo, a lot of echo, a lot of gain. Hear that? Got a lot of noise, so let's dial that down. See, you don't need a noise gate most of the time, you just need to turn that dirt down. But that's not to say that this does not have noise gates available. So let's take this and call this an experimental. We'll call it EXP. EXP. And let's do some exploring. Let's go find some patches or effects. Effect pool. We have modulation dynamics. Critical mute, switch noise gate. So we have a noise gate. Can we load to device? Yeah, let's load it to device. See how that works. Now this thing is memory sensitive to effect. You just can't load it with unlimited amounts of effects and pedals and patches. So let's see if I can find where I put the noise gate. And my wife says I go do all the time. It's okay. So where would I want to put this? Well, let's start with taking out one of these delays because we don't need both of these, do we? The dynamics, we've got noise gate. So let's put in a noise gate. And as good as place in the chain as any. Of course, maybe want the noise gate before the cab. Maybe that's a good place for it, you think? I don't know. Let's try it. The noise gate, so turn it on. It's engaged now. So let's see how we can get that to work. Hey, Timothy Richards, how you doing? Didn't see you, buddy. Don't know how long you've been there listening to me ramble, but I'm just setting up the pedal that I'm going to send out to Snug, making sure that it's all ready to go and ready to rock for them, and checking out the preset titles. And is it even showing up in the feed anymore? I gotta check. It doesn't. It's not. I don't know if I might have lost it. Did I totally lose? Mexico Zoom. I might have lost. Are you seeing? No, it's showing, but I don't see Well, let's go to the YouTube streaming. Rubbing presets on Doom. Oh, it looks like I'm there. Okay. I know there's a delay, but nice. Can you see anything? I don't know. It looks like I'm gonna have to reload the screen capture for the pedal because I don't think it crashed on me and I don't think it's here anymore. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Let's hold on. Max screen capture. Yes, we want a max screen capture. We want a window capture, and we want the zoom Paralab. So maybe we can freshen that up, make sure that's working. We can still see everything that's going on here. Because yeah, I think that's what happened. It crashed on me, and it looked like it was still there, but didn't look like I was doing anything with it. Just had me talking and explaining things that you couldn't see me doing. So that's kind of dumb. Live and learn. Okay, this is all an experiment. But where is? No, let's label that. I'm going to rename that so I'll get lost. Zoom. Yeah, turn off the sound on that and hide that. Now I'm talking about all the OBS settings that I'm changing right now to reflect. Okay, so all right, we're back in business. Got this thing going, and that looks better. It looks like you're seeing what I'm seeing now, which is what I want. So we're on this experimental patch, and we just hooked up, well, a noise gate. So here's without the noise gate. Now notice when you change something on a patch, this little save button up here highlights to ask if you want to save this new thing you did. So it's really quiet. There we go. So let's make some noise. So let's try it. Let's get this really noisy. Let's turn the gain up, way up. Then we turn the noise gate on. Let's see how we get it work. Looks like everything's on. Whoa! That now that's. It looks like that has two settings because it's either on or off. Right there. Now there's a depth, and threshold and depth. I don't know. I don't remember how the depth works. But the decay, we want to have a little. I'm going to set everything kind of midways. I think I like it better on the left than on the right. It seems like when you turn on the right, it just lets everything through. But when you turn it to the left, it sound on the noise. But as soon as I start playing, it feels really smooth. It doesn't feel like it's really cutting me off. Now let's try and hold the note and see what happens. Okay, so that decay is not too bad, but I want a little longer decay. See how long I can get it. Oh wow, see, such a sharp cutoff there. Yeah, and that's really abrupt, so I want to have that cranked. I want that way up there. It's got a nice munchy tone, and I'm going to save this rig, and it shows you somewhere the processor up here. It's still feeding. If it's still okay, it looks like it's still showing up. Let's see if yeah, it looks like my cursor is still. You can still see my cursor moving around. Okay, so right here it shows you how much processor room you're using, how much is left, because the zoom pedal, which stands before me, I've still got that. It's the processing unit inside it will only do so much. Like I said, you can't stack unlimited amounts of effects. Kind of like like on the head rush, I can, or a newer, smarter, more powerful unit. There is a limit to how much you can put on here, but seems pretty sufficient for most purposes. Sometimes I like to add 2 delays, and I like the sound that you get. Hey, David and Timothy. Now all we need is Steve. And Snug, if he's around. I don't know what Snug's up to, but he's probably got things going on. But anyway, before I get this mailed off to him, I wanted to double check it and make sure it was nice and crunchy. And then, of course, he can, like I said at the beginning, when I think I wasn't live yet. I thought it was live, but I don't think it was. I just want to make sure, it's ready to go. He can change it if he wants to. He can factory set it, whatever. But hey, Zach Zombie. Let's put some delay on there while we're jamming out. Yeah, let's try that up around. Well, that's really sensitive. The amount of delay, boy, do you see those little numbers? You can 666. I don't think so. I do want between. I want around 6, 5, 6. That might be a little long. Can I just type them in? No, I can't just type in the number. You have to turn the dial, which is easier. That's one of the things that's easier to do manually on the pedal itself. Get a shot of that again, because you can adjust the parameters inside the pedal, but my advice would be to download the manual to explain how to do that, because you're gonna have to spend a minute with it. It does a lot in a little tiny box. Where am I? How come I can't see myself? How come I can't see myself? Why would I want to see myself? I don't know, but video capture. Yeah, there I am. Because there's a lot crammed into this little pedal. I shit you not. It's got a lot going on, but like I said, there are limits to what the processor can handle. And let's see what that'll turn off. That turned something off. Video capture. Let's go. But it's a very capable little unit. All right, so that's already 2 really hot channels that we've got set up, and that was kind of experimenting. But since we're experimenting, and you can copy and paste, and you can have duplicates, you can duplicate any of these patches, and then and then tweak them even more if you like. I don't know what Dragon 25 is. I have no idea what that sounds like. It might be louder than hell. I'm going to click on it and see. But first, I'm going to save this. I'm going to go up here again to the save button. Make sure it's saved. Yes. 5.8. Okay. Now, go to Dragon. Oh, that's one clean dragon. One clean dragon. One clean, quiet dragon. Getting hardly any volume out of it. How can we fix it? Well, we can turn up the volume of the amp, can't we? Should be able to. So, gain. No. Volume. Probably. Maybe turn up the depth on this a little bit. Turn up the guitar a little bit. That always helps. Now, since we're exploring and we're messing around, let's get rid of something we don't need. Zoom noise reduction. Is this cabinet on? No, this cabinet's not on. Let's see what the difference is between. Here's the clean without the cabinet. Yeah, it's a lot fatter. As far as what these do, I knew they have I had no idea. I don't remember. I don't know if it changes the axis of the virtual mic placement or not. It might. I'm going to leave it right in the middle. When in doubt, put it in the middle. That's what that's pretty much been a good rule of thumb for me. So that's not bad. So say this is a nice clean channel. I don't have a lot of noise. I don't need a noise reduction. Let's go find a modulation. Let's go find a chorus. What a nice, pretty chorus. And turn it on. See, that's those Moores are badass. Man, I don't need one, but I really want one. It's just that gas. I've got gas really bad, and just as bad as anybody. You know, I'm not special in that by a long shot. Let's. Here, see, you can see my guitar. Put my glasses on. That's not going to help me with the computer, though. That's definitely not going to. This might help. It's only my third cup today. But I think I want that a little wetter. If I was going to play that, if I was playing this myself, now the depth of the chorus is pretty strong. The rate, shit, there it went and crashed on me. Definitely got to be a compatibility issue. I haven't updated the firmware forever, and that's probably what it is. So I'm gonna have to open it again and let the computer find that and get rid of that and start anew, because it's not the pedal doing it, it's the software. It's a software issue, and screen capture. Think about what I'm doing for a second. Windows and Zoom. And I really have a lot of things going on plugged into the computer right now, so adding the one more thing probably isn't helping. But I would suggest Definitely. Oh, good. Did it autosave? Now, since we're on the clean channel, we have the cabinet engaged. Let's see what the Tube Screamer sounds like. On here. It's kind of quiet, so I'll turn up the gain. Turn up the pre-gain. I'm going to want some boost on that thing, I think. And of course on here, we have off and on. But I think I would keep this, if I was using this myself, I think I would keep this primarily for clean channel. A little bit of delay, kind of soft, not too bad. And of course, you got the chorus. What else do you need in a clean channel? So maybe a flanger. Let's try the flanger out. Let's try some different effects out since we're here and we're just screwing around. I thought the Oob was going to be on. I looked for to see if he had a live stream coming up at 1, and I couldn't find anything on his page. And that's, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this now. And if he's got something going on, then I apologize. You can check this out later. I'm not ending it on naturally, but let's see. Yeah, stereo chorus. Wow. Of course, I've only got I don't know how that would work because there's only one output on this pedal. It's not a left and right output, it's a mono output. Get my glasses on and a flashlight and verify that, because before I say things I'm wrong about it, let's make sure. Yeah. I mean, it does not have a headphone out, so it can't go stereo like that. And I have my doubts that it's a TRS output. I really don't think they did that. So this isn't the most modern unit you can get, but it is an upgrade to what Snug's using right now. So I hope he can, find some use, get some good use out of it. And I gotta readjust the window again, and hopefully it doesn't crash. But we don't want to do that. But we do want to. How about those Mets? Okay, let's get squared away. All right, now I'm ugly face. Let's see. That's that. Rename it. And get myself back on top there. I can. There I am. Okay. I was lost. Now I'm found. So this isn't bad. This is a good place to start. And but let's try, instead of a chorus, let's see what else we got. Because we got phaser. We got a phaser here. Nothing fancy, just basic zoom phaser. We got a vintage flanger, it says. Change the pre-delay. You used to use the heck out of the flanger and phaser in your Digitech, yeah. You know, it's stuff I hardly ever use, and I don't know why. I've got so used to just going straight into like just dry distortion and some delay. But I turned some chorus on the other night, and I was really digging it. So I need to get back into using some more ear candy. That stuff's fun. That sounds good and it's fun. Anyway, so we got the vintage flanger. Let's try the vibe. What does the vibe do? Well, we'll see, won't we? Vibrato? No. I would, because I'm picking the tremolo. That's kind of what it sounds like. Depth mode. Looks like it. Vibrato. It's got two modes. One says vibrato. One says looks like says chorus. Of course, the word is chopped off. It's abbreviated. But whatever it is. So yeah, there we go. I've been trying to adjust the sliders by putting it on the wrong thing. But yeah. I don't know. Whoa, shit. Well, there goes the crash again. There we go. We have that error code. That is not going to. Let me check. I'm going to open it one more time. And check the firmware version on this, if I can. About now. Well, you going to show me? Okay, device found and loading. Okay, you're just looking at a frozen image right there on your screen. But I'm off screen. I am. Well, since what you're looking at is I'm just gonna make myself bigger. Hey, look, I'm bigger. Exactly what I needed, right? Zoom Guitar Lab about. It is not bringing anything up. Quit. It could be that the software is. It functions. It obviously functions because I'm making changes to the effects that are staying on the pedal, and they will stay on the pedal. But the stability of the application itself, I'm a little suspicious of it. It could be a compatibility issue with my current operating system, or it could be the fact that, okay, well, that the used memory is 97%. I wonder what would happen if I deleted some of these patches, because that could be a thing, don't you think? Wouldn't that be possible? Who's it? Tone Yeager, how you doing, man? Thanks for popping in. A vibrator. I don't know if it has a vibrator, or I think it does have a French tickler though. But we'll go through that list again and make sure. Steve. Yeah, this is the app for the Zoom. Of course, like I said, I don't know if you heard me say it. It's just I don't know how current this app is, but 97% is really pushing the memory. So I'm thinking that might be why I'm having the crashing issues. The pedal itself is working fine, and it's storing patches to the pedal just fine. But when you're at 97%, you got to trim some fat. And believe me, I know all about that. So maybe I could delete some of these. Wonder if I could what happens when I press the delete button. Well, let's try right click first. No, my right click doesn't do anything. Delete? No, that doesn't do anything either. So if we go to patch, we have a list of patches. Now, can we right click there? Yes, we can. Save to patch pool. What happens if I press delete on it? Well, nothing happens. So I would have to probably get into go ask ChatGPT, Grok, or Gemini and find out and get a little more background information on the app. And Snug might want to do that too if he has any problems with this. But like I said, if I could just find what firmware version this was. Oh, there we go. Okay. We have application version 7.3.0130. Can I copy and paste it? No. Can I take a screenshot? Yes, I can. So let's do that. So I'm going to go to the Zoom page, and that I'm going to put on screen so we can both go on the internet together. That'll be fun, huh? Okay, so let's open up another page. Let's open a Mac screen capture, and let's open up a new browser window, because you can't have too many browser windows, can you? Well, sure you can, if you got my computer. No, actually, I think we can pull this off. Oh, it's just there. Let's go history and find the Zoom. Okay, so we got the Zoom. That's what we want. Whoa, that's not what we want. That is the opposite of what we want. But that's pretty trippy. I hope you're not high right now, because you're probably going to throw up. We want a window capture, and we want Opera G14. And there we go. That's what we want. Let's get rid of all the noise. Let's trim some fat by getting the side crap off here. And we'll go over here to support downloads. And we got the GX4 here. So let's see what we got. GX4 firmware for Mac, G14 firmware. Version 2.0 for Mac. That already sounds like it might be. Let me see, where's my screenshot? I don't know. Something weird that's been happening on my Mac is my desktop has been deleting itself. Application 7.3. Form version 2.0. So, okay, well, it's the same firmware. It's got to be compatible. Firmware version and application. Well, there's also an app. Oh, see, there's a firmware version and an application version. Now, what's the difference? That's what I need to find out. Don't you love this stuff? Yeah, well, if I yes, I'm on a Mac, and compatibility and optimization. I don't think this list has been updated for probably several years. So I remember I downloaded the application I have probably about a year ago, and that's actually probably, I don't think they've done anything newer to it since then. I'm going to open the application again, because just because. And instead of looking at me, let's look at the pedal, because the pedal is pretty cool looking. All right, so I got the application back open. News. Okay, well, let's get that on the window. Okay, so Snug, I'm not sending you a bad pedal, but I can't say much for the software. You might have to manually program. I mean, I'm not having any problem programming any of the patches, or even saving any of the patches to the pedal. That's all working just great. Now, the problem is with the application crashing, which really sucks, because that's one thing I really like about the interface is having it on the desktop to where I can tweak it with the mouse instead of trying to turn all the knobs. And so let me turn low. Okay, let's try this one more time. No, that's wrong. That's not what we want. We don't want that. We want. Oh yeah, that is what we want. I thought it was back on the website for some reason. Yeah. Yeah. So here we are. Got the app back on the screen. Yeah, I would, if I was using Windows, I would definitely try it on the Windows version, and the Windows version might be more stable. You never know. Um, most people, I mean, most people that I talk to are PC users. It's the exception that is using Flip Top Update. That's a different amp model. So hey, that was in two. But see, that's April 6, 2018. That's how long it's been since they've given it a new patch. Yeah. So yeah, it's all legacy stuff. But if I could just find out what application version it was, how would I go about finding that out? Does anybody know where I would find that out? Steve Ginner. Firmware is the software that runs on the pedal itself. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I get that. The firmware is on the pedal. Now, the application version would be the interface on my computer. But it doesn't look like there's any new versions of that either. 6 2021. Yeah, it's just been a long time. But let's go back into this thing while we can keep it up because I don't know what I'm gonna do to solve that. So let's check. Let's just play with it some more until it crashes again. So that's a wah whammy. So we're going back to the experimental channel. So if I want to try something, I want to try a filtered drive. Well, with different drives, there's all kinds of different boosts and preamp drives that you can try with this. And there's different amps. You got some Marshall type of things, some Fenders, of course, and some things I don't even know, diesel and matchless, and things I don't even know what some of these mean. There's a selection of cabinets, selection of modulation, a bunch of different kind of delays, air, reverb, room reverb. I remember the air was one of the later ones they added. Room, hall, HD hall, pedal. I mean, there's a decent amount of stuff on here, but I think back to deleting some of the patches I have on here would be the key. Now, oh, well, there's delete. I wonder what would happen if I went to like one of these and just deleted. Could I delete the whole thing? Or do I have to delete pedal by pedal? That wouldn't make much sense. Because that patch was only taking up 27% of memory, which if I go down to the experimental one, that's taken 70%. So I've got a lot more going on this one, obviously, than I have on this one. So I would. Okay, well, that seems like the first order of business to me is to see how I can delete patches because there's a lot going on, and I think that's the problem. I think there's just too many patches loaded on here, but just go up the list. What if I can arrow? Yeah, I can arrow it. Just see if there's any. 89. See, that one's got a lot going on. I wonder if I could just trim these. Let's go piece by piece. Let's see if we can delete. Okay, when you press delete, then you can just press on whatever you want to delete. So that's nice. Okay. Now, okay, that's pretty cool. So there's an empty patch. As soon as I get rid of that, that's as I hit delete, press the patch, and the processors. Now, will that affect the overall performance of the software? I have no idea. But I'm going to ask AI a question really quick just to see if I can get any information about that. So let's go to ChatGPT because it's the handiest. And I don't have that loaded onto the screen, but you're just going to have to trust me and my reading skills and my speaking ability to translate what I'm doing. Okay, so is it possible to delete entire patches from the G1 X4 pedal to free up processing space? On the Zoom G1 X4 pedal, you cannot delete patches. Oh, great. Okay. To free up processing space in the way you might expect from software-based systems. Here's a breakdown. Okay, breakdown. Great. I don't need the entire history of it. What if you're running DS4? Okay. No. What's happening is my application is crashing. My user interface is crashing on my Mac using Sequoia. I believe it's Sequoia. See, this is the part of music that is not my favorite part of music. All this computer crap. Macintosh, Sequoia 15. So 3.2. Mac using Mac Sequoia. What did I say? 13. Basically, Sequoia. Talk about short-term memory loss. Aspartame, folks. Stay away from aspartame. Oh, Sequoia 15.3.2. Okay. 15.3.2. Oh, and excessive amounts of marijuana. For ongoing years, for many, many years. You're giving fed on a new version of ChatGPT. No? It's okay. That's just wonderful. It forgot the conversation I was just having with it. No? If your user is crashing on... Okay, no, okay, here we go. Oh, I get to choose between answers. What could be crashing? The Zoom Guitar Live app or another third-party app? Well, or is there an entire UI Finder bar crashing? Yeah, it's a specific. I like Zoom. Check for updates. Yeah, well, I did check for updates. Reinstall the app. Well, that's an idea. I could reinstall the app. I could delete it completely and reboot. And it has been on there for a while. And I did throw the shortcut into the trash without deleting the application. So that might have fouled it up a little bit. Any little thing like that can foul crap up. I wouldn't be surprised if that's all I need to do is just reinstall the app. Probably as simple as that. But I'm not going to make this video go on forever because it's getting long-winded and there's obviously some research that needs to go into it. And I'm going to do some of that before I send it off to him because I don't want to I am going to reinstall the app and I'm going to update this as soon as I get the chance, and probably tomorrow or the weekend. So, see what you guys are doing. Splenda. Oh, yeah, no kidding. Oh, so many of those artificial sweeteners. Just poison. All total poison. Cheryl. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing? Tony Yeager. Try running the Zoom app window so I can put it on our Mac. Software runs on the pill itself. No, the software, it's the Zoom interface is it's independent of the pedal. You don't need it to work the pedal. You can totally use the pedal without the interface in the software, which is nice. But boy, I got to tell you this about the head rush, and I love the unit. I like using it a lot, but damn, they could have gone that extra mile and designed a user interface so I could adjust my parameters on the desktop. That would just be so convenient. Wouldn't that make sense? Don't you like things that make sense? Hey, later, Brant. You have a good one. Maybe we'll see you tonight. I have a live show tonight. On location, so to speak. Click my notifications if you want, or just pop up. It'll be about 10 p.m. Eastern time tonight, and I'll be doing my normal set list and the normal covers, and just having some fun for whoever wants to come out. And that's probably going to wrap it up for this right now. So if anybody sees Snug, let them know, or I'll get up with him, or I'll share him the link. I'll find him. I'll find the guy, and he can watch this, and he can get a little idea of, a little feel for it before he has it in his hands. And I'm also going to delete the application and reinstall it and try that and see if that gets rid of the problem of the crashing. It could be just too many things. It could be because right now on the OBS I have several things going on. I have two great cameras. I have one placed on the pedal itself, one on my face. I've got the OS screen capture. I got the mic. Got my guitar. Got Logic Pro running only for see. I mean, the thing munches. It's maybe he doesn't want that. Maybe he doesn't want that much munch. There's definitely lighter options. There's definitely less crunchy options. I just like it crunchy. But anyway, I'm gonna do all that, and I'm gonna call it a stream. And you guys have a good one. And we'll talk to you later. Hopefully, we'll see you tonight. So, bye, guys. Wait a minute.